Hello students, welcome to the recorded session of science. In this video, we are going to talk about the chapter components of food. Now children, food is a part of our day-to-day life, isn't it? We require food for various things. First and foremost, we require it for the energy, for work and to play, isn't it? Other than that, we require food for maintenance of our body. Isn't it? It's for the repairment and maintenance of the body cells. Next, we require food for building our immunity, for staying protected from various diseases. Isn't it? Another thing, why do we require food is because we require it for the growth of our body. Especially when I talk about you all are growing at this age, so you require food for that as well. Now, in this chapter, we are discussing about the various components of food that help us remain healthy. Now, first and foremost, we are going to discuss about the topic nutrients. Now, what are nutrients? Our food has different chemical substances that is known as nutrients. Okay. Now, nutrients are very essential for our growth. Fine. Now, these nutrients has been divided into various classes. It has been grouped into various classes. For example, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals and vitamins. Okay. Now, other than these nutrients, our body also require water and roughage. Now, these nutrients are essential for your good health, for staying healthy, from staying protected from various diseases, and thus they should definitely be a part of our diet. Okay, it is important our body contains all these nutrients in sufficient amount for us to keep, to stay healthy. Okay, now talking about the first one is about carbohydrates. Okay, now sugars and starch are carbohydrates. So they are basically the nutrients that give us quick energy. They provide us quick energy, isn't it? For example, when you come home after playing in the scorching heat, you take a glass of Glucon-D and you immediately start feeling energized, isn't it? So again, it is a part of carbohydrate. It is carbohydrates. So we can say carbohydrates are energy giving food. Right? They provide us energy for doing various things in our life. Okay, for doing various tasks in our life. Okay, so sugar, when we talk about sugar and starch, sugar is also known as simple carbohydrate. Okay, it provides energy immediately. So what it does, it releases energy immediately, and there are various things that that has sugar that helps us stay healthy. For example, bananas, for example, papayas, mangoes, grapes, apple. Other than that, we have discussed about glucose, Glucon-D. So what they do? They provide us energy instantly. Okay, now talking about starch, as compared to sugars, starch release energy more slowly. Okay, as in comparison with sugars. Fine. Now, there are various foods that contain starch. For example, maize, wheat, rice, bajra, potatoes, sweet potatoes, etc. But overall, carbohydrates should definitely be a part of our day-to-day life because they help us provide energy. Okay, now what if we consume more carbohydrates than what is required by our body? So what it does, if we take more carbohydrates than what is required in our body, it simply gets stored in our body in the form of fats. Okay, so we are now going to discuss about fats.
Children, these are the necessary nutrients that are required by our body, and this is what we discussed right now, that is about carbohydrates.
Children, now let us discuss about fats. So fats basically contain more energy than carbohydrates, and it is used by our body as energy store. Okay, so what it does, it provides us energy. It is again energy giving food. It helps us to keep our body warm. Fats are very helpful in keeping our body warm. They are stored under the skin or around the heart area. Okay, now from where are fats obtained? So we are going to discuss about two sources from where fats are obtained. First one is plants and another is animals. So when I discuss about plants, the sources of fats could be soya bean oil, sunflower oil, coconut oil, mustard oil, groundnut oil, various other vegetable oils, nuts, we have almond, we have cashew nut. So all these are sources of plant fats. Okay, now talking about the sources of fats that are obtained. So when we obtain fats from animals, it could be in the form of cheese, in the form of butter, ghee, meat, fish, egg. So all these are sources from which we obtain fats. Okay. Now, and when I talk about the requirement of fat in an adult body, an adult requires 70 to 80 grams of fat per day. After discussing about fats, let us discuss about proteins that are also known as bodybuilding food. So children, I have told you a short form to remember it. This is how you write P and this is how you write B. Isn't it? So from P you will remember B. Proteins are bodybuilding food. Now what do they help to? They help to make new cells. They help to repair old and damaged cells of your body. Now from where are proteins obtained? So there are two again major sources, just like fats. They can be obtained either from plants or either from animals. When I talk about animals, right? When I talk about the sources of proteins from animals, we may obtain it in the form of meat, fish, egg, milk or various milk products, right? Now talking about various sources of, proteins that we obtain from plants. So I told you a shortcut to remember it, and that is PCBN. How do we remember that? PCBN. Now P stands for pulses. So pulses are again extremely good source of protein. All the vegetarians should definitely include protein in their day-to-day life. Okay, now another is cereals. Now cereals, you all know they're again a part of a day-to-day life. Most of us take cereals, isn't it? So again, they're a very good source of protein. Now cereals, we can talk about maize or we may talk about wheat. Now all these are a very good source of, proteins. Talking about B stands for beans. So when I talk about sources of protein, beans could be in the form of kidney beans or soya beans, and I'm quite sure most of the vegetarian people must be loving it. Okay, last but not the least, we are talking about nuts. So nuts could be in the form of cashew, almonds, etc. Right? So when we talk about protein should definitely be a part of our life, especially the growing people, especially the pregnant women, especially the nurturing mothers. They should definitely include good amount of protein. Even people who are old require good amount of protein. So if you have ever visited someone in the hospital, you always see that pulses are a part of their diet, right? Why? Because they are bodybuilding food. Our cells are basically made up of our body is basically made up of billions of cells, and these cells are made up of protein. So proteins are definitely very, very necessary for our life. So our hair, our skin, our various cells, our nails, our muscles, these are all made up of protein, and that is why we require good amount of protein. Now when I talk about the amount of protein, if for example you're an adult and your weight is 60 kgs, so you require at least 60 grams of protein per day. So that is 1 gram per kilogram of your body mass. Okay, that is your body weight. So this is how much we require protein. Children, now let us discuss about vitamins. Now vitamins are the group of nutrients that our body require in small quantity. But yes, they are definitely very, very, very important for our proper growth. So though they are required in small quantity, but again they are essential for proper working of the body. Now what happens if we lack certain vitamins, right? So we have 20 known vitamins, and in case we lack any of them, we suffer from deficiency diseases. Now deficiency diseases basically means when you suffer from a disease due to lack of certain vitamins. Okay. Now for example, when we talk about deficiency from vitamin A, in case you lack vitamin A, you may have night blindness. Now what do we mean by night blindness? The person is not able to see properly at night. Okay, I told you how to remember it. I told you to remember it with the help of AB. I'm quite sure most of you must have heard about, you know the mnemonic, that is AB. So A stands for vitamin A, B stands for blindness. So in case you lack vitamin A, you will feel, you may have night blindness. Other way is through remembering through Amitabh Bachchan. A for vitamin A, B for blindness, and his show comes at night. So it is night blindness. So again, this is just a shortcut trick to remember it. Okay. Now, from where do we get vitamin A? We may get it from milk, butter, eggs, carrot, cod liver oil. We have tomatoes. We have green leafy vegetable. Now, green leafy vegetable, you will come across in this entire chapter that they are very, very healthy. And that is why we always emphasize on taking maximum amount of green leafy vegetables. Now coming to vitamin B complex. Now when I talk about vitamin B, it is divided into various categories. For example, vitamin B1, B2, B3 and B12. In case you lack vitamin B1, you will be facing disease known as beriberi. Now what is this beriberi disease? In which you have retarded growth. Basically it affects your nervous system, because of which you may have certain parts that are not working properly. Your entire nervous system get disturbed, so entire functioning of the body get disturbed in beriberi. It is important for growth, it is important for development of human beings. Okay, from where do we get vitamin B1? We may get it from seafood, we may get it from milk, we may get it from meat, peas, cereals and green vegetable. Again, this is a point where we need to emphasize on green vegetable, so that you are taking more and more of green leafy vegetable. Now coming to vitamin B2. In case you are lacking vitamin B2, you may have skin diseases, you may have retarded growth, right? You may have developed those patches on your skin. That is again because of lack of vitamin B2. Okay, so it is important for your healthy skin and for your proper growth. From where do we get vitamin B2? We may get it from yeast, we may get it from eggs, meat and peas. Okay, now coming to vitamin B3, in case you lack vitamin B3, you will face a disease known as pellagra. Now pellagra is the disease that affects your skin, your digestive system and your nervous system. Again, extremely important parts of your body. Again, skin is something very, very important. For healthy skin, then again for proper functioning, proper digestion of your food, you require vitamin B3. And for proper functioning of the nervous system, you require vitamin B3. Now from where do we get vitamin B3? We may get it from whole cereals, we may get it from potatoes, tomatoes, meat and fish. Okay, now the next one that we are going to discuss today is vitamin B12. And in case you lack vitamin B12, you may have a deficiency disease known as anemia. Now anemia is a very, very common disease that, these days a lot many people face. And what happens in anemia basically, there is deficiency of red blood cells. RBCs, that is the red blood cells, help in carrying oxygen to various parts of the body, right? And in case there is improper supply of oxygen, you won't be staying healthy, right? So we may lack anemia, we may face from the disease known as anemia because of lack of red blood cells, right? Now you may get, vitamin B12 from liver, from eggs, from milk as well as from fish. Okay, so let us see few diagrams of various diseases that we discussed right now.
Children, this is how things are visible to a person suffering from night blindness, and this is how a person suffering from beriberi looks like.
The next deficiency disease that we are going to talk about is a deficiency of vitamin C, that is known as scurvy. Now scurvy is the disease in which your gums swell, they bleed, and any disease would take a longer duration of time to heal. So again, vitamin C is very, very important for your day-to-day life. We get it from citrus fruits. Now I always say vitamin C, and when you see these two alphabets, SC, so this is how you need to remember it, that is scurvy. Okay, and you get it from citrus fruits, for example orange, we have lemon, we have kiwis. Now all these are citrus fruits. Or you may go for Indian gooseberries, that is known as, amla basically. That is again a good source of vitamin C. We have tomatoes, we have green leafy vegetables, we have water chestnut. Now all these are good sources of vitamin C. Talking about the next one is deficiency of vitamin D. Now what happens in deficiency of vitamin D? Your bones get really weak, right? They become soft, they become out of shape. It affects children, and they become very, very delicate basically. Okay, and it is known as rickets. I told you how to remember it. See, we get vitamin D from sunlight, and from ricket you will remember the word cricket. Where do we play cricket? In the sunlight. So you need to remember that vitamin D, we obtained it from sunlight. That helps our skin prepare vitamin D. Okay, you may also get vitamin D from milk, butter, green leafy vegetable, and cod liver oil. And that is the reason we always emphasize that in the morning you should at least sit for 30 minutes in sunlight so that you could remain healthy. That is why we host assemblies. Why? So that you could get adequate exposure to sunlight. Else you'll just stay in your ACs and you won't be keeping well. Okay, now talking about the next one is deficiency of vitamin K. In case you do not have vitamin K, you may face excessive bleeding because vitamin K helps in clotting of the blood, and in case you lack vitamin K, you may have excessive bleeding from wounds. It helps in clotting of blood basically. You get vitamin K from green leafy vegetables like spinach, like cabbage, like soya bean oil, etc. Okay, so again, vitamin K is very, very important in your day-to-day life.
So this is how a person suffering from vitamin D deficiency looks like. And these are the symptoms of vitamin K deficiency.
Now children, let us discuss about minerals. So minerals are the nutrients that contain certain elements and they perform a particular function in our body, right? In case you lack certain minerals, what will happen? You will face certain deficiency disease because they are very, very essential for proper functioning of the body. Okay, they are required in small quantity, but again, they are very, very essential for proper functioning of the body. Let us discuss about various diseases due to lack of various minerals. For example, lack of iron leads to anemia. Now, what happens in anemia? The person becomes weak. Why? Because anemic person. What is anemia? Where there is difficulty in formation of substances that help red blood cells, and red blood cells carry oxygen to various parts of the body, right? So in case a person is anemic, he becomes weak. Okay, from where do we get iron? We may get it from liver, we can get it from eggs, meat, green leafy vegetables, turnip, germinating wheat grains or yeast. Okay, now talking about calcium. It's always advised to take milk and milk products. Why? Because they are rich source of calcium. What happens if you lack calcium? You may have weak bones, you may face tooth decay also. Okay, from where do we get calcium? We can get it from milk, milk products. We can get it from green leafy vegetables or ragi. Okay, now all these are good sources of calcium. Talking about the next one is phosphorus. Now phosphorus is important for not having weakness, for having good denture, for having good teeth. Okay, so what happens in case you lack phosphorus? It is important for development of strong bones and teeth and for making energy rich compounds in the cells of the body. So they are essential so that we are able to make energy rich compounds. From where do we get phosphorus? We may get it from meat, fish, egg or whole grains. Okay, now in case you lack phosphorus, you will have weakness, you will have bad teeth and bones. Again, it entirely affects the proper functioning of the body. Talking about potassium. Now in case you lack potassium, you will have muscle weakness because potassium is essential for growth and for keeping cells and body healthy. Okay, and from where do we get potassium? From green and yellow vegetables. Okay, now talking about sodium, it is also known as common salt, right? The formula for salt is NaCl. Okay, so sodium is important because in case you lack sodium, you will have muscle cramp, you will feel tired. Okay, so it is important for the proper functioning of the nervous system. Talking about iodine. Now when I talk about iodine, we can get it from iodized salt or seafood. And in case you lack iodine, you may have goiter. Now goiter is when this part of the neck is swollen and it becomes really big. It is known as goiter. So it helps in the secretion of thyroid hormone, and in case you lack it, you will have goiter here. Okay, next is fluorine. Fluorine is available in water in some places, not all the places, in some places, and it leads to dental caries. In case you lack it, you may have dental caries, or you may even have osteoporosis, that is a bone disorder, or you may have less body mass index as well. Why? Because fluorine makes the enamel of the teeth hard and prevents dental caries. So it is very, very important for having proper teeth. Okay, now it is found in some of the places. Water in some of the places, not all the places. Now let us discuss about water.
Children, these are various food that are rich in iron and should definitely be a part of your diet. And these are various deficiencies caused by the lack of fluorine. This is the picture of goiter. When a person is having goiter, the neck is swollen up and it has an abnormal kind of shape.
Children, now let us discuss about water. Water makes up almost 70% of our body weight, and most of the water that is present in the cells of our body, right? So some water lies in spaces between the cells also. Water constitutes the liquid part, that is the plasma of the blood, and it is essential for carrying various nutrients to various parts of the body. Water is extremely essential for the life processes to take place. Let us discuss about the vital role in our body system that water plays. First and foremost, it helps our body absorb the nutrients from the blood. It is very, very important. It is important to absorb the nutrients from the food, and it is done it with the help of water. So water helps in absorption of nutrients from food. Second is it transports the nutrients throughout the body to various parts of the body. It is helpful in transporting the nutrients. Next is it collects the waste from different parts of the body and then removes it from the body in the form of urine or in the form of sweat. Sweat is basically water. Okay. Now the body can also be cooled down by the process of evaporation, because what happens, the body is cooled down by evaporation of sweat from the skin. Other than that, it also helps to reduce the toxins from your body, and it helps us stay healthy. So when you lose a lot of water every day, when we breathe, when we sweat, when we urinate, when we cry, we lose water. So it is essential for all of us to have adequate amount of water. At least 7 to 8 glasses of water per day is required by each one of us, right? Especially the athletes, the sports person, they should drink enough water. Why? Because they are losing a lot of water through sweating, isn't it? So it is important for that. Okay, though it is vital for our body, water does not provide any energy. It only serves as a solvent in which all the reactions take place. So again, it is important for the nutrients to be absorbed, so that when you wish to, though no doubt it does not contain any nutrient, but what it does, it works as a solvent. Okay, so that other chemical reaction can take place and you could stay healthy. So now let us discuss about roughage. Now we discussed about 5 major nutrients, right? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals. And we discussed that water is necessary. Another thing that is very, very essential for our body is roughage. Now what roughage does, it adds bulk to your food. See, when we take vegetables, when we take fruits, right? So they contain carbohydrates that cannot be digested by our body, and it is known as roughage. Okay, so it is important for keeping your digestive tract very, very healthy. Now, for example, you must have seen a toothpaste, a tube. So what happens if you could squeeze it, right? What happens? It changes. The entire thing. You must have tried squeezing a tube, isn't it? So what roughage does, it adds bulk to your food. Since it is not digested, it passes through the entire digestive tract that begins from your mouth till your anus, right? You know your digestive system, isn't it? So what it does, it passes through the entire digestive system. Okay, so just like squeezing a toothpaste out of the tube. So it adds bulk. Next is it prevents constipation. Now constipation again leads to a lot many diseases, since the waste will stay inside your body for a longer duration of time, isn't it? So it prevents constipation. It also helps in proper bowel movement. It helps in proper functioning of your digestive system as well. It is also believed when you have a high fiber food, you may, have less heart problems and you will stay healthier for a longer duration of time. That is the reason it is always said to always include fruits in your life, isn't it? Make sure that you take green leafy vegetable. Make sure that you take fruits every day.
Children, these are the functions of roughage that we recently discussed, and these are various sources of roughage.
Children, you must be wondering that we keep on eating various food and what do they contain. So now we are going to discuss about the nutrients in the common food items that we take. For example, cereals. Cereals, I'm very sure most of you must be having it, be it in the form of wheat, be it in the form of rice, right? So what does cereal contain? They have the maximum carbohydrate, that is almost 70%. Okay, so though they have less protein, that is almost 10%, but they have good percentage of carbohydrate. Now when I talk about carbohydrates, they are energy giving food. So cereals are very, very important to provide you energy. Okay, now the next one is sugar. Now sugar is again, it is 100% carbohydrate, but eating too much sugar won't be that good for your health. So you should take sugar, but in limited quantity. Next is about pulses. Now pulses are a good source of protein, though they contain less carbohydrate. It is almost 60%, but they are very good source of protein. Or protein are what? Bodybuilding food, isn't it? They help in the development of our cells and all. So protein are very, very good source of pulses are very, very good source of protein. Okay, so it is important for proper growth of your body. Okay, now the next one is meat, fish, all these non-veg things, right? So when I talk about fish, meat, egg, they are also good source of protein and they provide you with fats as well. Okay, now the next one is milk and milk products. They are rich source of minerals, of calcium. It is very good for bones, it is very good for teeth, and they provide you with necessary vitamins. So we may say milk is like a complete food, and it provides you with so many things, right? So you should definitely include at least 2 glasses of milk every day. Okay, so it should be a part of your diet. Now the next one is carrot. Now carrot are good source of vitamin A. Vitamin A ensures proper eyesight. So that is why in case you are planning to become a doctor, you require good eyesight, make sure that carrot is included in your day-to-day life. Now the next one is spinach and cabbage. Now I'm quite sure that you must have seen that cartoon Popeye the Sailor Man, isn't it? He used to grab spinach and he used to feel energized. Why? Because spinach is a good source of vitamins and minerals, and it also provides you with good amount of roughage. It is very, very good for your digestive tract. The next one is clarified butter or ghee. So be it clarified butter, that is ghee, be it butter, be it oil, they are 100% fat. So they may be included in your diet, but in limited amount. Okay, so the food can be divided into various categories. For example, carbohydrates and fat, they are energy giving food. For example, protein, that is bodybuilding food. Vitamins and minerals, they are protective food, and make sure that you stay healthy and you're protected against various diseases. It boosts your immunity. Okay. Children, now we're discussing about balanced diet. The word balance means everything in adequate amount, right? So balanced diet is that diet that contains proper amount of each and every nutrient, right? Our body requires various kind of nutrients, and all of them are necessary for proper functioning of various parts of the body. So that is why we need to have balanced diet. No single food can provide you with all the necessary nutrients. Okay, so it is important to have a balanced diet. Now the balanced diet is not the same for everyone. It depends on your gender, it depends on your height, it depends on your age, it depends on the kind of activity that you do. Right? For example, if you're a laborer, you require more amount of energy giving food, so you require more amount of carbohydrates. But if you're a growing child, right, so you require bodybuilding food, so you require more amount of protein. Okay, now for example, the children who are growing, they require more amount of protein. Nursing mothers, pregnant women, they require more amount of protein to serve the need of the growing babies, isn't it? Hard-working laborers, they require more amount of fats and carbohydrates. In case you are an old people, again, you need to include protein in your diet. You require certain amount of energy, so you may reduce the content of carbohydrates, isn't it? So it's according to your age that you require various kind of nutrients. It's according to the activity that you do. On page number 17 of your book, there's a table provided of the correct amount of various nutrients that is required by your body, and there are certain suggestions given there. Please make sure that you include all of them, especially the green leafy vegetables and milk, in your diet. Okay, so stay healthy, everyone. I hope this chapter is teaching you a lot regarding revolutionizing your eating habit, right? Instead of focusing more on junk food, you will focus more on healthy food, so that you realize that you need to stay healthy, isn't it? You need to fight all these diseases. For other part of the chapter, for continuing with the chapter, I'll be doing it in the second video. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.